Good morning, good morning. Thank you for moving the chair. I was going to move it, but I don't have to now. So happy Christmas, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, which is coming, happy Day of Enlightenment, which was last week, happy solstice, bah humbug, or whatever it is you're feeling these days. Happy Sunday to us all. It's a pleasure to be here on this beautiful morning. It's such an amazing, beautiful weather weekend. So who here is busy? 2 hands, 2 feet up in the air. I am obviously busy like everyone. It's an interesting time to sort of examine what nature is doing and how we are a direct contrast to that. Nature is slowing down. The season is coming into a greater sense of darkness, shorter days, longer nights. The sun is not shining as strongly as it was. The animals are starting to hibernate and grow their fur coats. The bugs are starting to burrow into the trees and the plants in the ground, all hibernating. The trees have lost their leaves, the blooms have fallen. And yet we as humans, we don't slow down. This time of year, we busy up. We ramp it up. We, most of us anyhow, I won't speak for everybody, get busier. At the end, we have the end-of-year deadlines for corporations. Students have their final exams. We have these Black Fridays and Cyber Mondays and Giving Tuesdays, and I think there's a Wednesday something or other now. What? Bad Sweater Day. We have that too. I'm going to a cookie party next week that's a bad sweater cookie party as well. We have all these sort of door crasher sales and the 24-hour shopping at Macy's, which I can't believe a number of stores, 24 hours of shopping. 24 hours of shopping. Now, somebody has to work that. So if you actually shop at 11 o'clock at night or midnight, be nice to those people who have to work because they don't want to be there. Macy's wants them to be there. We get ourselves so busy and out of sync with the natural order, with the order of nature, and with the order of the universe, that we sometimes forget even what the season's about. Joy, light, being with family, being connected. We get so busy that we get disconnected from being connected. We get so busy and sometimes we forget just what the point is. In many cultures, we call it the season of light, the season of lights. Many cultures, many faith traditions, at this darkest time of the year, as we move into the darker time of the year, they celebrate the light right up until the new year. With Kwanzaa, they have the lights. With Hanukkah, they have the lights. They have the oil, the lamp with the oil. Solstice celebrates light. It's like our ancestors, no matter what tradition or culture you've come from or faith tradition you believe in, our ancestors from whatever culture, whatever faith, have offered us an invitation to remember the light because they know that there's 3 months or more, if you're in Canada it's a few more months, of darkness coming, of shorter days, of hunkering down, as my country folk like to say. So they have this invitation to remember the point of light. So we have these celebrations of light, these celebrations of, they could be the Christmas lights, they could be the star, the distant star, the candle, or like I said, the lamp with the oil. They all have a reference to light. And many of them say, look within, feel the light. We said that in the meditation, feel the light that is within and have that come out. Well, I don't know about you, but I can't actually feel the light. It's a nice idea and it's a great image and it does bring something, but it does do something to us almost vibrationally. When we have the idea of light, it shifts us. It allows us, we know what light is because we see it, but it engenders a sort of feeling tone in us. And that's really what we're talking about when we talk about light. Yes, it's nice to have the sun, but when the darkness goes, we have a remembrance of light. And we carry that vibration with us into the darkness, into the season. In Taoism, you know the yin and yang symbol? It's half a symbol is white and half a symbol is black. Well, within the black symbol, there's a point of light. And within the white symbol, there's a point of darkness. So there is always existing within the darkness a point of light. Always. And there is always existing within the light an aspect of darkness. That's just how the universe works. That's how we work as humans. We are never always just one thing. We are never always inspired. We are never always depressed. Sometimes it feels like that. But there is always a possibility of light present. And in our work, and I was just thinking this as we were going through the meditation, so, these 12 pages that I wrote, gone. The Taoist symbol, I think of the white part as what we talk about in religious science as the spiritual truth. And the effect is the black part, the darkness. The effect is just a piece. It's an aspect of the spiritual truth. The spiritual truth always exists. And if we are actually experiencing and living and focused on the effect, which is the dark part, we have to remember that there is always a spiritual truth within that. And as we speak and we do our affirmative prayers and we say we're speaking the word, well, we're speaking to the aspect of light. We're speaking to the aspect of spiritual truth that exists always. That is the whole point of affirmative prayer. That is the whole point of speaking the word and declaring the truth. We're not speaking to the effect. The effect is present. We don't have to talk about that. But we're speaking to the spiritual truth which overrides the effect, which overrides the situation in our lives. So 2 weeks ago, we were having a oddly warm season in New York. I don't know what it was like out here, but it was warm. It was like 45 degrees. It was raining. It was dark. I was feeling the darkness a little bit more than I had hoped to. And so I wrote this poem, and I'm just going to share it with you today. On this dark winter's eve, I speak light into the darkness. I speak light into this oddly warm winter's eve. I speak coolness and warmth and light and dark. I speak release from the mania. I speak grace and peace and quiet into this moment. I speak my mind, knowing it is my own. I speak my heart, knowing what it has lived. I speak my soul, knowing the life it has come to live. I speak my soul, knowing the life it has come to live. I speak truth, for I have known the lie. I speak truth, for I have known the illusion. I have known the shadow. I have been misled. I have led myself. I have missed the mark. I have followed and been led astray. I have stood still, frozen in the clay footing. I have shattered that same clay and created anew. I have molded and fashioned and patterned a pathway that is my own. I have lighted my way as I went. Each understanding, each heartache, each inspiration, each silence, each word is a lamp to my feet and a light for my path. I speak words, and I speak in silence. I speak for myself, and I speak for my mother, and I speak for the other. I live the life unspoken. I speak for a life unlived, and I speak for a life that was, a life that is, and for a life that is yet to be. I speak to the possibility for all. I speak to the light and the life that is for everyone, and I speak to the light and the life that is everyone. I speak to the light that is common, and I speak to the dark that is extraordinary. I speak rest to the weary, and I speak love to the unloved, and I speak calm to the whirlwind. And I speak soft to the hardened. I speak as and to and for what I know. I know that with every night there is a starlight, and that with every darkness there is light itself. I know that as we move through darkness, and as we have all moved through darkness, we move through it as aspects of light, love, grace, peace, and clarity. I know the possibility for all, and I speak the possibility for all. I know that darkness exists, and as that darkness exists, it exists only as a place of respite, as a moment to reflect and to exhale from the dark and the light of the day. The darkness of winter is a Sabbath from the harvest and a Sabbath before the sowing. It is a Sabbath. So I speak honor to the season. I speak honor to the winter. I honor the light that is at this time of year as it is. I speak honor to the light that is within every one of us as it is. I honor the mystery that is this light. I honor the mystery that is this night, that is this day, that is this moment. And I listen for what is yet to be discovered. And I let it be. So there's that. So I spoke that, and I wanted to read that because in our work, so much of what we talk about is the Word. There's so much emphasis on the prayers and the poems and the words and all of that. And when I first spoke here in the last winter, it was very dark when I was here last time, I used the Hafiz quote, "The words you speak become the house you live in." And everyone nodded then as well. It's such a great quote. And that was the 14th century. It was true for him and his people. It's true for us. The words we speak become the life we live. The words we speak become the relationships we are in. The words we speak set the tone for our day. What you speak on Monday becomes your life Monday afternoon. We've all done that. We've all woken up cranky asses. And the day just unfolds that way. And what you speak and what you live on Monday becomes your life on Tuesday, on Wednesday. It can become your life the next week, the next month, and for the whole year. We set the tone with our words. But there is something more important than the words, the tone of the words, and that's the feeling tone that we live as and exist as. The feeling tone inspires the thoughts, and the thoughts inform the words. And the words become our life. And the words become the effects of our day-to-day living and our interrelationships. So the more important piece, one of the phrases that Ernest Holmes talks about is change your thinking, change your life. He doesn't say change your thought, change your life. He doesn't say change your word, change your life. One thought change is not necessarily going to make a huge change. Changing one word, we've all changed our vocabulary many times, doesn't necessarily bring a great change. But changing a pattern of thinking shifts everything. Because you can't change a pattern of thinking without changing how you feel about what it is you're thinking about and how you are in the world. The landscape of your life, of our lives, is contingent on and is dependent on the atmosphere of thinking, the atmosphere of thought. So all of our work, while we focus on the words, and those are tools, and the prayers are tools, and coming together, that's support, all of our work is personal work. It's spiritual work, or it's letting it be work. It's releasing work. It's letting go and letting God work. Whatever the tool is for you, it's all to create an emotional feeling tone so that there's a feeling in your life and in your being that can permeate situations, that can move through no matter what situation comes up, whether you spend 4 months taking care of your mother as she's dying, or you're working, or you're getting married, or whatever the thing is, you carry with you a sense of well-being. We carry with us a sense of light. It's not a light. That's cute. And if you saw the sky last night, the stars were extraordinary. And they're millions of miles away, and we still see them. Where there is light, there is illumination, period. And there is always light, and there is always spiritual truth, no matter what situation we find ourselves in. That is what our work is about, staying in the spiritual truth and always coming back to the sense of spiritual truth, regardless of the challenge, regardless of the mortgage or the lost job or whatever the situation is. I think of, I think they're called Weebly Wobblies. Some of us may know that. And they're like the bozo, they count the punching bag too. You can punch it as far as you want over, but it comes back up. The little Weebly Wobblies, you chop them around, but they always right themselves. That's what this work is. We always are able to right ourselves. But it's inner work. It's our personal work. The Scripture says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all shall be added unto you. Well, in our wording, seek ye first the consciousness, and all shall be added unto you. Now, what consciousness do you want to bring to the situation? Seek ye first the consciousness of love, and love will be added unto you. Seek ye first the consciousness of prosperity, and prosperity will be a part of your life. It doesn't say, think prosperity, and that will come. No, the consciousness of prosperity. We can think, in the movie or in the book, The Secret, which is an interesting piece, but it's not the whole puzzle. The idea that I'm going to think a red wagon, I'm not going to do anything, and the red wagon's going to come? No. That's a lie that we've been sold, or a misnomer. We think the red wagon, or we create the consciousness, or create a vision, or the red sweater, and then we have to go do the work. But we are more open and more available and more willing and more sort of spiritually resilient so that we can see the opportunities that lead us to, if it's a red wagon we want, it leads us to the place or to the person or to the condition that allows us to accept. That's even a piece of it too. Are we willing to accept the red wagon? Are we willing to accept the prosperity? Are we willing to do the work, the spiritual work that allows us to raise our consciousness in vibration so that we can meet the vibrational match? That's our work. That's our choosing, and that is always our choice. And I just got the little paddle. It's a nice paddle. One of the things, I'm going to give you a tool, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Last year around this time, my coworker came in, and she said, "Oh my God, Patric." And I said, "What?" She said, "I just got this book," and it looked like a children's workbook. And it's sort of about creating your amazing 2014. It was sort of an end-of-year book, beginning of year book. It wasn't a book about New Year's resolutions, because I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. I don't know anyone in my life, I've never heard of anyone who's actually kept a New Year's resolution. Anyone here has kept a resolution for a whole year? Yay, there's one. Yay, you're the person, you're it. You can do the talk next week. But I don't know anybody who's actually kept it, and if they have, and when they fall off, they feel badly that they've fallen off the New Year's resolution wagon. So what she brought to me was this project, and I have it on my iPhone, and it's called the 100 Joy List. And all you do is make a list of 100 things that bring you joy. 100 things that you can do that bring you joy. They don't have to be traveling to Bali. It doesn't have to be anything grand. It can be walking down a different street and petting the dog as it comes up to you. That can be joyful. And this list is not a to-do list. We have enough of those lists. I can make a list of 10,000 things for to-doing, for chores, for going to the gym, getting fit, doing more yoga, doing all the things that we feel obligated to do. That's easy list. I not have 100 things on my 100 joy list. And I challenge you, if you want to take the challenge, try writing a 100 joy list. Writing how many things? Just for pleasure? Just a teeny joy, a great joy, a big joy, whatever it is. Things that are just bringing a little bit of joy and life to your day, and light to your day. Now, one of my things on the list was to go to more galleries, more small galleries, not the big galleries, and support more emerging artists. One of the other things was I wanted to find the best salted caramel French macaroon in Manhattan. Right? Now everyone feels a little joy just at the mention of that. Well, what this does is that meant, if that's my quest, that's my intention, I had to go into different areas of the city, meet different people, engage, so you have a little bit of adventure, you're engaging with new people, and you get a sweet treat at the end. That made me very happy. One of her, and we would come in every once in a while and exchange our lists and be inspired by each other's lists. What did you do? What did you do? What are we doing? And just that in itself stimulates joy. So the first thing in the day wasn't, oh my God, we have so much work. Oh my God, my kid was what he was, she would say. We would talk about joy. And we'd talk about the things we did. And then I said, oh, I want that joy. I'm going to put it on my list. Oh, we would exchange back and forth. She wanted to have martinis on 5 different rooftop bars in Manhattan on a full moon. She did 3 of those this year. And she ended up living for a week and a half last month in Costa Rica in a tree house. It wasn't a rooftop bar, but it was high up. So she's been stimulated to do all these things. I've been stimulated to do all these things. So my challenge to you is if you want to do New Year's resolutions, great, but the 100 Joy List will bring a feeling tone to your day that is easy to manage. And it's just simple little things. It doesn't have to be anything grand. The salted caramel, and that's what I brought you guys. So you'll see it. But we have to give ourselves permission to feel more joy. We obligate ourselves to doing the chores, to doing the tasks, to doing things, to all the things that we've lined up in our lives that we feel responsible for. But we don't really give ourselves permission to feel joy, to feel inspired. Sometimes it takes a little conscious effort and some intention setting. And that's what I believe in. Instead of a resolution, I set the intention for the coming year. So that at the end of the year, I set sort of a spiritual practice when I enter into a situation or a relationship or a work day or the year. How do I want to feel when I leave this year, when this year is up? What feelings do I want to experience as I look back on the year? What feelings do I want to experience at the end of the day? What feeling do I want to experience at the end of a talk? I want to experience feeling joyful. I want to feel spontaneous. I want to feel whatever it is that I've decided I want to feel. That informs every choice I make along the way. But it's all about, not that you're not present, but it's about how you want to feel as you leave. How do you want to feel as next season at this time? Then all this year will inform that. And some of you will say, I don't have time to make another list. I would say you don't have time not to. If you're so busy and too busy that you can't take time to pause, then you're busier than God intended for you to be. If you're too busy to find a moment to reflect and see the starry light, then you're busier than you're supposed to be. And I would put it to you as well, if you have time to binge watch House of Cards on Netflix, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, you know what I'm saying? If you have time for Facebook, you have time for a little bit more joy. If you have time to Instagram a photo of your breakfast, then you have time to take a moment and thank the person who made it for you. They're just little things. And you can do it all the time. And they are their own spiritual practice. Yes, we can have our great prayers, we can have our great services, we can do all that stuff. That's amazing. And most of our life is lived between the prayers. Most of our lives are lived between services. We have 6 other days in the middle of the week between our moments of inspiration. That is where life is lived. And that is where light, most importantly, needs to be brought to. And that is our choice. How do we choose? The end. So,